I am Dr. Subhash Randir, Department of English, SSGM College, Kopargaon. Students, it is the topic for the SYBA Special English students, the credit system. It is 2019 pattern. Last year you offered optional English along with the compulsory English. It is taken for granted that you are going to study English as the special subject for your BA degree. Some of the students might have left this arena of English subject, but those who have offered special English, I congratulate them, for they have chosen their golden, brighter future. Students, English is a subject like other subjects are there, but I think it is necessary to explain with the details concerned with this subject, because most of the students with BA or MA certificate in hand, they do not know what have they studied over the last 3 or 5 years, maybe for BA or MA. They have studied English the subject, but cannot tell what they have studied. So in the very beginning, let me tell you that you are going to study English subject not only in this 3-year course, but also for your further study or whatever you do in future. English is a subject, and that is studied with these approaches. You have to study, or you study English with language, literature, criticism. You study that subject. You study language of English. Language may be with phonology, morphology, sociolinguistics, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics are the approaches, are the ways to study English language. You study English literature. There are different forms of literature: dramatic, narrative, lyrical. Literature is, in technical sense, called poetry. Poetry is not only lyrical, what you call them poems. Literature in 3 expressions, 3 ways: dramatic, that is drama; narrative, that is novels, short stories, prose; and lyrical, what you call, that is metrical composition. Dithyrambic poetry, short poems, or can be direct to epic. They are the details, we will study them later. It is literature. And criticism means whatever is passed on about literature. Literature is judged. Commentary is passed on. It is told how literature is, how that piece of literature is. It is judged, it is observed, and given opinion, that is called criticism. Students, you are going to study these 2 this year. In fact, when you entered this BA course with FYBA the first year, there was it was paper number 1, G1, general 1. There are going to be 3 general paper in the 3-year course BA. FYBA G1, SYBA G2 and TYBA G3. Last year, that is in FY, you studied only 1 paper. Don't bother about compulsory. Compulsory English is compulsory English, that is applicable for all the students. They are, even though they are not special English students, though they are not from our Department of English. Last year you studied 1 paper. It was, you called it optional English, additional English, whatever that is, but it was general 1. And the syllabus of that paper, or even the title of that paper, was Study of Language and Literature. You studied, however, that was primary. That was given in meager amount. Some short stories were there, some essays were there, short poems were there. Because you were small children, you are still small, but you have to intake slowly, stage by stage, phase by phase. And when you will complete your BA degree course with English, some solid, some concrete knowledge of English, the subject, with language, literature and criticism will be with you. That is taken for granted. And don't forget that you have to study it. You have not just to pass time or remain absent, be at home, come for examination. That has become course of life of all the college students nowadays. That is not my cup of tea. I do not go there. But as you are my student, let me tell you, it is most necessary that you have to attend all the lectures. This year, last year it was only 1 paper. This year the scope is broadened and there are total 3 papers. Once again I tell you, not compulsory, excluding compulsory English. In fact, you are studying 4 papers of English subject. But don't bother about English compulsory. I am talking of only 3 papers, that is G2. There are 2 papers of special 1 and special 2, that makes 3 papers. Once again, G2, S1 and S2. As far as G2 the paper is concerned, that continues with language, because last year you studied maybe elementary, maybe the introduction or some facts found in English language. For example, the word judge, Judge, if it is suddenly given to a person, one who does not know English at all, he knows all those alphabets, J, U, D, G and E. He may call Judge. If we say judge, okay, judge, J, J. It is you, Ju. You do not say Ju, but you say U. You say A. What to call? Judge or J, judge, DGE, J, J. DGE, J. Where is D? Where is G? Where is A or E, or what is that? So the pronunciation and the spelling of the words, that they do not match. One sound, one symbol, that does not work there. And so you have studied that matter, maybe with little amount, that was language. That continues to be this year under the head General 2 or paper G2. And we have to study language, English language. Literature, last year you studied That was with minor forms, maybe short poems, short stories, essays. They are minor forms of literature. This year you are going to continue the literature, but literature, the scope is broader here. You will find it broader. Understanding novel, understanding poetry, understanding drama. Drama, it is dramatic literature. It is dramatic poetry. When it is length, long play, full-fledged play, minimum 3-act play, it is drama, it is a play, major form. When it is 1-act play, it is minor form. When it is a short poem and when it is epic or poem with fragments, major form. When it is short story, this year you will continue, but that narrative poetry, that narrative literature will be with major form, and that is novel. It is clear there is a difference between short story not more than 2-3 pages, hardly any characters, 2-3 characters. But novel has no limit, maybe running up to 1000 pages. Novel is novel, that is major form. So you will study under literature, in literature with different forms, but they will be major form because now you are in SY, the next stage, not FY or the primary stage. Literature. You will study literature with what is novel, aspects of novel, what is drama, aspects of drama, what is poetry, the devices, literary devices, and you will be given some examples. For example, if you are studying drama, for example, 2-3 plays are given, and those plays are not necessarily only from British literature, but drama as a form of literature. For example, Indian drama, British drama, for example, Shakespeare's play, Midsummer Night's Dream, As You Like It, any play. Not only Shakespeare, but any British playwright. Poems written by, composed by literary men, irrespective of their time, place, that is country, whichever country they come from, but for example, poems are given for your studies. So you will study literature this year. There is one more term I have written here, that is criticism. Criticism, you are not going to study criticism this year, but the paper of criticism, that is will be S4, you will study next year. As far as my topic is concerned, language. In language, as I mentioned earlier, let me once again tell you that language, and our language we have to study is English. We have to study language, or language is studied with these approaches. They are phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics are the ways, approaches, how to go about language, how to go there. And we take them, these are the ways to study language. Before going to these points, let me tell you that as far as G2 the paper is concerned, there is a textbook specially prepared for the SYBA students 2019 pattern, and it is prepared by the Board of Studies. Copies are available in our library, or if you purchase that book for your personal purpose, personal copy to keep in your own library, that you are free to do it. But I will like to highly appreciate those students, those who own their copy. That is very useful book. That is not limited for this year only, but you can keep in your personal library for the studies. Even that will be useful even in your future. Do it. I leave it to you. So the title of the book is Linguistics, an Introduction. Introductory. These points are there in the book, but all these are the points to study language, that they are basic ones. That is foundation. They are basic points. You have to study them by heart. So there are total 7 chapters in that book. And all those 7 chapters or that book we have to study for Syba G2. The chapter number 1 is phonology. Phonology deals with the set of speech sounds in a particular language. Because there are thousands of languages in the world. And when there is a language, study of language, that is L capital, that takes us to the physiology of human being, because language is spoken with, and whatever happens, the articulated speech sounds, whatever is we have to study, that is human physiology that we have to observe. Don't worry, I am going to explain all those things, physiology and human organs, etc. But it is physiology and the produced speech sounds. Every language has its own set of speech sounds, how they are articulated, how that physiology works, everything, or when it is analyzed, it is studied, that is phonology. Morphology. Morphology that deals with construction of the words, study of words, how the words come into being, how they are used, how they are constructed, formed, formation. That study is called morphology. There are 2 chapters in that very book. Chapter number 1, phonology. Chapter number 2, morphology. Chapter number 3 and chapter number 4 are for sociolinguistics. How language is used, that is spoken, observation of the society that uses the language, that observation, it is sociolinguistics. Syntax, the 5th chapter in that book is syntax. Syntax is the study of the structure of sentence. A sentence consists of, or it is constructed of, words, phrases, clauses and sentence. How that is constructed, how that is structured, the structure of the sentence, the study of the structure of the sentence is called syntax. Semantics means meaning. It deals with meaning of words, how they are used, how they can be one word, spelling same, but meanings are 2 or more than 2. You can use them. And in this way, the points, consequent, whatever happens consequently, that study is semantics. And the final, last point, both from the book as falls in the 7th place, that is the 7th chapter, and when we study pragmatics as approach, one of the approaches of language, it is study of how language is used for the purpose of communication. language is used for the communicative purpose is the pragmatics. This is the entire picture I have shown you, and we have to go one by one. Once again, let me tell you that, my friends, please refer to that book. I will explain everything so slowly. I will go. Unless you follow me, I will not go step ahead. I will wait there and satisfy you. But you also refer those copies which take avail of the copies that they have been lying under the layers of dust. Please take away. Let's go with phonology. Phonology, as I mentioned earlier, phonology is the study of certain set of speech sounds, but that set of speech sounds or speech sounds, every sound, there are total 44 speech sounds in English language. Each sound that is produced with the human physiology. Physiology comes from physic, not x, physic, body. And we are not going to deal with the entire body, but as far as our speech sounds and the production of speech sounds is concerned, these organs and these parts, that they are from your chest, barrel of chest, that has maybe heart and other parts. I need not bother about them, but there are 2 lungs. From lungs, the air is pushed from the lungs, from lungs to lips or nostrils. The air is touching to all those organs, or there is the passage of air. We have to study, that is called phonetics. Phonetics is the observation of the physiology, human physiology, how that participate, how that works, how that moves, how those organs, their movements, their activities in the production of the speech sounds, that is phonetics. So I suspend my lecture here, and we will continue in this way. Let's stop here. Thank you.